Jimmy Butler, born Houston, Texas, is a professional basketball player for, well, the Miami Heat. Jimmy is the first real star the Heat have had since, well, LeBron James when he went back to Cleveland in 2014. So this was a big signing for Pat Riley and co, considering the Heat had little to no cap space. They're overpaying bums like Kelly Olynyk and James Johnson, Dion Waiters, you get the gist of it. So it's a pretty big deal to get Jimmy via sign and trade. Alright, so let's get into the video. I'll be talking about how he's a good fit for the Heat, about his career, and how it's going to impact the Heat in the future. So let's dive into this. Just before we actually do get into it though, quick plug: if you enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like and a sub. Last video, the Tyler Hero video, I started 93 subs. We're now like 119 subs. That's flipping amazing. So if you want to keep up the support, please drop a sub for your boy. One that grinded 1,000 subs. So you want to help, just press that sub button. But yeah, let's get into the video. Butler played his college ball at Marquette University. In his 3 seasons, Butler averaged 12 points per game, 2 assists per game, and 5 rebounds a game. In each year, his stats kept getting better and better. So from early on, you had a pretty good idea that he had good upside to his game. But despite this, Jimmy still fell very late in the draft. In the 2011 draft, Butler was drafted 30 by the Chicago Bulls. In his rookie season, Jimmy only averaged 8 minutes a game and only put up 2 points per game in 42 games played overall. Then the second season came and we started to get a taste of what this young man could do. He's now averaging 26 minutes a game, averaging 8 points while shooting an efficient 46% from the field. Then his third season, things started to get a bit out of control. Tom Thibodeau, the guy that pretty much ruined Derrick Rose's career, he started to give Butler monster minutes. He was averaging 13 points in 38 minutes a game. This is in his third season. But then the fourth season of his career, that's when we really saw him start to take off. In the same 38 minutes a game, which actually led the league in only his 4th year, Butler was now averaging 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. This season saw Butler not only get his first All-Star berth, but also winning the Most Improved Player award. Butler then went on to play 2 more seasons with the Bulls, where he put up 20 points and 23 points a game respectively in those 2 seasons. So Jimmy was getting better every season with the Bulls. Then came the 2017 draft night. Butler was traded to the Timberwolves for Lauri Markkanen, Chris Dunn, and Zach LaVine, as the Bulls planned to go on a different route and rebuild rather than, just being 8th seed and sit around there, kind of like the Heat, have been the past few years, but we won't get into that. In his 1 season at Minnesota, Butler averaged 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. So a pretty solid year in his first year with the Timberwolves, and only year to the Timberwolves as well. But yeah, not only did he play well, but he also led the Timberwolves to their first playoff berth since 2003. But after that 1 season with Minnesota, yeah, that was it, like I said. Butler demanded a trade, and boy, was there fireworks. There was one point where it got so heated in a training session, Jimmy got the 3rd stringers and beat the starters in a practice game. So, players like Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, lost to bums not bums, but they lost to players like Josh Okogie, and, it wasn't a good look. So, Jimmy, he wanted to get traded to the Heat, and the Heat felt the same way. It was super close getting traded there before Thibodeau intervened in the last minute of the trade. Then out of nowhere, Jimmy got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers to form a big 3 of him, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid. Minnesota accepted a trade of Dario Saric, Robert Covington, and Jared Bayless. In his half season at Philly, Butler put up 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals while shooting 46% from the field and 33% from 3. So the stats weren't as eye-popping as previous years, but that was because he had to share the ball with players like Simmons, Embiid, Redick, and later down the line Tobias Harris ended up finding his way there. But once it came to the playoffs, that was Jimmy Bucket's time. In the second round loss to the eventual champs Raptors in 7, Butler averaged 22 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. Then comes the offseason. Jimmy being a free agent, he wants the 5-year max contract. And he also has a chance to go to South Beach, where, he really should have been already if it wasn't for Tom Thibodeau fucking around. So despite the Heat not having a max contract, they did a sign and trade with him for a 4-year, $143 million deal. Josh Richardson got sent to Philadelphia, and Hassan Whiteside ended up going to the Blazers, and another few pieces got moved around for the Heat to facilitate this move. So yeah, Jimmy Butler got to the Heat via sign and trade. He must have really enjoyed that meeting with Pat Riley. I'm sure I've heard Eric Spoelstra is a big admirer of Jimmy Butler, so Jimmy obviously sees something in Pat and Eric that maybe other people don't. That's why people are ridiculing his decision. Well, let's see how he goes. He made the move, obviously, for a reason. Rather than clown him, let's see how he does. Butler will be a great fit with the Heat. Obviously being one of the better two-way players in the league, he's known as a player wanted to win, the same mentality of Pat Riley. And when you look at Pat's credentials, Jimmy pretty much ticks them all. Winning, hard working, and having a legendary work ethic. Miami are one of the best defensive teams in the league. In fact, they finished second in opponents' points per game. With Jimmy coming in, this should be a perfect fit for him. He's going to be one of the many great defenders the Heat has, including Justice Winslow and Bam Adebayo. This is also a great move for him as the team gets to build around Jimmy. Last time he was the first scoring option, he went on to average 23 points a game. So as of now, I think Jimmy will play the small forward position, and Justice Winslow will be point guard, Dion Waiters shooting guard, Kelly Olynyk power forward, and Bam Adebayo center. Then off the bench you'll have your Tyler Heroes, Derek Jones Jr.'s, Goran Dragic, KZ Okpala. I hope Okpala's playing. So a pretty good lineup defensively, and offensively it should be fine as well. With Jimmy showing in the past he's more than comfortable being the first option, and the streaky Dion Waiters being in the lineup, and the ever-growing games of Winslow and Bam, I think they should play just fine. It's just all about consistency, something the Heat have lacked in the last few years. But now they have a perennial top 15 player in Jimmy, perhaps they sustain some form a bit easier now. Another season, another year in cap hell. That's what it's been like for us Heat fans the last few years. We were always hoping we could somehow pull off a Jimmy signing though this free agency because of the mutual interest, but we always face reality and realised it probably would never happen unless we made a fuck ton of moves. Then, out of nowhere, the Woj bomb came and all the Heat fans got excited. Jimmy coming is such a big refreshment for this team. After pretty much rolling with the same exact team the last 3 years or so with a few minor adjustments, watching Jimmy go to work will be a treat to watch. With Jimmy also coming, it also makes Miami a much better place to play at, as they now have a star to play alongside with someone. They've always been a big market, but as of late it's always struggled to land a whale in free agency. Players like Gordon Hayward, LaMarcus Aldridge and Kevin Durant have all bounced back an offer from the Heat from the last few years, as they didn't really have that star in the team to attract other people to come. In 2021, the Heat will have around $60 million in cap space or so, as they have a few bad contracts coming off the books. Players like Kelly Olynyk, Dion Waiters, James Johnson, they'll all be gone, no more getting paid that shit money they are now. So some notable free agents off the top of my head in 2021 are LeBron James, Giannis, Bradley Beal. I'm sure there's a few others. I'll put up a screenshot now. I think Curry or Westbrook might be one of them as well. I'll put a screenshot up so you can have a look at it. And who knows, in 2021 the Heat may even be looking like a better place to go to for the team overall. It all depends on the development of their young players. If Winslow, Bam and Tyler Hero can all turn out to be pretty decent starters at the very least, the Heat will look like a better destination for some of the big name free agents. To not only team up with Jimmy but perhaps even fringe all-stars? Who knows what the year 2021 will hold, but let's look forward to it. Anyways fellas, that'll be it for me this video. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, drop a sub. We just got over the first sub of 100 subs. Why not help me hit 1,000 subs? So alright fellas, till the next video. Thanks for watching. Till next time, peace.